Cals, I suspect you're going to say that you needed one like this. What did you need and get out of a close game? Obviously, we got to see what your lineup would be in a close one.
Well, there's a look. You know, I say this every year, but even more so with this team. We're starting all freshmen. We're bringing 2 sophomores who haven't played that much with a freshman off the bench. And you cannot play popcorn state and learn anything. You got to play good teams. Now, I didn't realize how good this team was until I watched the tape. And then I'm like, who scheduled this game to be our second game? This is ridiculous. John, they do an unbelievable job. If you watch them, they create good shots for each other each time down. They're either shooting layups or threes. Defensively, they fight like crazy. They're a terrific rebounding team. We got them in a little bit of foul trouble, which affected them. And how about this? I knew they wouldn't give up, and I told my team at halftime, these guys know how to win, man. They won 29 games last year. Had Purdue beat, and then Purdue made some shots and stretched it out, and they beat them. But that team, they're going to win a lot of games. So for us to be able to, I'd rather want it by more, but to have to make the plays down the end, I'm just going to tell you the plays. How about Kevin's 3? That was big. I need to know late in the game he can make that shot. How about Quad A making free throws? Needs to be in the game at the end. Quad A played well today, by the way. And the reason I started him, I knew, and I told Shea, this has nothing to do with you. We need him to make shots and play well for us. And that's why I did it. I thought PJ was a beast, finally. First time this year. I just called him in. I said, that's what you need to be every practice and every game. Now, how many one-handed rebounds did we go after today? Now do you know why I'm nuts about one hand? How about the one-hand catch on the elbow pass that we're ready to, the game's over, and they steal a ball and go down and score on us on a pass entry to the elbow. One-handed stuff loses you games. Kevin Knox had one, went out of bounds with 5 seconds. PJ had one before that, but the game winner PJ grabbed with 2 hands. Maybe 2 minutes before that, Kevin Knox put his head on the rim literally and grabbed the ball with 2 hands in traffic. So this is a freshman team we're learning. And we learned against an execution team that can really shoot. We out-rebounded them. I'll tell you what, for 20 minutes, but I knew the next 20 would be kind of like, you know they shot 85% in the first 5 minutes of the second half. But I knew that. Our guys just, okay, we played good now, let me do my thing, and I'll run a gap here, and I'll give a guy a layup, and what's the big deal? Come on, coach, it's still 9. Well, what? But that's what young teams do.
Yeah, what did you think of the point guard matchup, and did you have to take Quad A out to try to get him to improve the defense?
Well, we're not staying in front of guards right now, and it's scary because the teams we have coming up all have guards that are going to try to break you down and score by themselves and try to get 30. And so, you know, you either guard, look, you have to guard somebody, would you say? And there's some things you can't guard. You can't guard the officials. Can't guard the other coach. There's 5 guys they have. One of those guys you're going to be able to guard. And Quad A, though, I'll tell you what, if he plays that way, you know, and learns to stay in front of people, he's good. I mean, this kid has courage. He's not afraid to take shots. And we were dying at that point when he took those shots and made them.
Coach, I think aside from P.J. Washington, none of your other players missed multiple free throws. What kind of comfort does that give you knowing that when they get fouled, they can make those?
Well, Sasha making those free throws was big. By the way, let me not forget him. Sasha played his butt off today. You just saw him. The work that he's put in, this is what he's looking like in practice. And now he's carrying it over into the game. His confidence is going to be demonstrated performance. Not me telling him, you're great, you're the best. No, you do it in practice, you go in a game, you demonstrate that performance to yourself. That's how you build confidence. I can't build it for these guys. He was terrific. Nick struggled because they had five-minute shot threes, but Nick will be fine.
John, does it concern you at all that down the stretch you missed 7 of your last 8 shots?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out who do we go to. And I don't know yet. Do you know? If you know, write me a note. Because right now, we don't know. I tried, if you notice, I was trying all kind of different things to see, okay, what I did like is Kevin making that three. It shows me he has courage enough to make it. A couple other guys missed all their shots. Well, maybe late, I'm not going to have you shoot it. Somebody who can make it and ready for this, and if you get fouled, make free throws. You'll have the ball in your hands at the end. I kind of like Quad A with his hands on the ball at the end, to be honest. I thought it looked pretty good.
How significant of a play was that Winion defensive play at the end of the game? Does that show you anything about his growth in that area?
Where he went out on the guy that, yeah. And there was a couple plays. He got beat on the dribble and recovered in block shots. You know, he did that. But even this one, free throws. We've worked on it, but we don't do it every day. But we didn't block out on free throws. What? You're going to lose a game that you played for 40 minutes because you're not going to block out on a free throw? Really? Really? And that's what 17 and 18-year-olds do. They think, well, someone will get this one. You don't have guys hitting heads going for balls, all of them with two hands. So we've got some stuff to do, but this, I told him prior to the game, I'm so excited about this game because we're going to learn about ourselves and we're going to learn about individuals, what they're capable of and maybe what they're not capable of. And we're going to learn. You're going to learn against an NCAA tournament team that is going to beat a lot of people this year. And I thought in the first half we were really good. In the second half, not quite as good. Shot 60% in the second half. Come on.
Now, this game had a little bit of a March feel. I'm curious, you think how it's going to carry over Tuesday against Kansas? Different
atmosphere, different team. They'll play more mushmouth. They'll play fast. You know, bang, bang, shoot threes, and they get their guard plays unbelievable. He's got a really good team, and they're veterans. He's got veterans on that team that have been there and done that, and so it'll be a hard game for us to win. But it's another game. Let's see on a neutral court, a top 5 team. Where are we? They're top 4, 3, whatever they are, number 1 in the country, whatever they are. Where is a freshman team playing on the road against a team like that? Where are we now? And we have a lot of time to prepare. So I haven't looked at anything for Kansas. I will go to my office tonight and I'll break down this tape. I'll watch some Kansas stuff. I'll be home by 9:30. I may bring the dogs to the office, so I may stay a little longer. But tomorrow at 10:15, they will watch the Vermont high and low lights, and then we're on to Chicago, and it's all Kansas. So I can't. It's against the rules for me to show them any tape tonight, which is fine. But we'll go back and break it down and be ready to show them stuff, and then get on with what we know is a tough game. Look, this game was in doubt as soon as I started watching the tape. I told him, I said, Coach, loved watching the tape of your team, how they play and how they play together and how much courage they play with. I watched the Albany game in their tournament. Wow. No way they're winning this game. Oh, yeah? You don't know who we are. And they came back and figured out a way of winning, and Albany played great in the game. And I just told them, I said, I like the tape. I'm not going to like what I see today. And again, in the second half, you knew they're just a good team. They're well coached. They're not going to quit. And it's a fun way to coach, even if you're down 10 or 12 at half and you look and say, we're fine. I mean, that's what I've had teams that way. Not this one, but I've had teams that way where I know we're fine. Let's just keep playing.
What was the referee's explanation on the technical, and what did you say to PJ in the huddle afterwards?
Well, he said he, and then everybody saw it and was like, well, wait a minute, I didn't see it yet. But he said he hit him, and if he hit him, then I looked at PJ and I said, do you understand we were shooting fouls and getting the ball? Now they shoot fouls and then they get the ball? I mean, we're trying to win a ball game. This is all stuff, winning basketball. How about Hami's one-handed foot kick throw? The game's in the balance, my man. This isn't like a horse shot. So again, they're all freshmen. They don't get it yet. And I'm trying to be as positive as I can. Was I positive today?
Pretty positive. Not as positive as the other night. Pretty positive.
I just hope I'm not trending down. I'm trying to be positive. It's so hard. Punch walls when I get in my office. Smile.
Yeah, you started the same lineup, first half, second half, and then, of course, we saw who you had at the end. I guess I'm wondering how far, is this the experimentation?
Look, this is going to be game to game. Nick backed up off that 3-5 man and gave him a 3. And I said, he can't play in this game right now with them. Then if they put 25 in, we could have put him back in. But then Sasha gave 25 a 3. I mean, we were telling them the whole time, that's what they do. You got to make them bounce the ball. But, you know, Nick has been so good all year, it just was one of those games. It's a game that, you know, it's a hard one for him to play because of how they play. Kansas will be a different story. They got big guys and physical guys that are going to play around the rim. But he had a one-handed rebound that if he grabbed with 2, he could have dunked the ball. But he grabbed with 1 and it fumbled, and he said, but I saved it. You saved it. You could have dunked it. Just grab it with 2. So, like I said, I've got to go back and watch the tape. You know, I would like us to shoot probably 7 or 8 more threes than we're shooting right now. But this is a team that can throw it to the post. And they decided not to double team the post, which means you're not going to shoot many threes. If they double team the post, it's a kick out, a swing, and a 3, or a drive and kick out for a 3. That's usually how it goes. And they made a choice to say, no, we're going to make them beat us making those baskets. And I thought PJ was good in there, and, you know, the other guys too.
All right, folks, we'll end it there.